Kenya Premier League here. Tunaanza na Gor na Tusker. They played over the weekend. Of course, other people also played over the weekend. Malesa Wazito was Gor Mahia. It was walikuja, wakaona, wakatokelezea tu hivyo hivyo. What do you think about the title prospects, even as we move forward, and what these games mean? Easy, because if you do Arsenal, it's my draw.
I think between Tusker and not Arsenal, one of them they're going to win the title. But the problem is there's no consistency because they're like lukewarms. Like the game between I think Gor Mahia and Wazito. Gor Mahia was supposed to take even the 3 points. I know it's not easy to take 3 points from Muhoroni, but Gor Mahia had an upper hand of taking it. And I think we have to talk about before the game what happened. There was a lot of fracas before the game. There was, I think, watu tiaga zilirushwa huko because of the Gor Mahia fans walikuwa wanataka kuingia kwa grao, like kama wajalipa, like with the convoy of the bus of the players. So that is what brought the fracas. But again, are we still talking about, is it safe for the matches like those one to be played in Muhoroni or in Buhungu? Are we still going back to what happened between FC Leopards and Kakamega Homeboys? Because at the end of it, these are the two matches. If you're playing home, of course, Wazito has fans and Gor Mahia have fans. Gor Mahia fans may travel kutoka Nairobi. Is it safe for them to play in Muhoroni? As a stadium, is it a big stadium to host that's like a big match between Moroni and Nini? That is still the question that we're asking the FKF. Is it okay? Can the match, like these matches, move your places plan that is very safe even for the fans, whereby I can come even with my small baby to come and watch football. Najua atutakimbizana, whereby I can come even with my whole family to watch football, like tujue atutakimbizana. So that is still the question that we're asking between the Gor Mahia and Wazito. And then the question is, did the draw happen because of what happened with the fans? You know, was it that? So a lot of questions are being asked about that game, even if we saw the statement from Barry saying that there was everything was controlled. Everything cannot be controlled. Football is an emotional game. You know that anything can happen anytime. For me, that's what I can say for that. But the title race, it's between, for now, let's say Tusker and Gor Mahia, because we have seen Zoea coming from, if they're not in the home ground, wanna lose points wakikuja Nairobi, mostly even Kakamega Homeboys, or if they're not in the home ground, they're gonna lose points wakikuja Nairobi. So for me, I think Tusker or Gor Mahia will go with it. But upper hand, Matano can take it.
Matano can take it because of what? Why do you think so? Do you share the same? Do you think Matano, or will it be Gor? And what would be that difference? Like, look at how Tusker and Homeboys played and they picked the 3 points. For now,
the difference at the top is 2 points. Gor top on 63, Tusker 61. Ibra can give us the graphics shortly. But the important thing to look at is the last, is it 10 years? I think 10 years. The title has changed hand between these two clubs. That tells you they've been the dominant force in Kenyan football. And what we really need to understand is what makes these two dominate. Right now, Gor are doing well because there's some semblance of financial order there, so to speak, thanks to a shirt sponsor, which, of course, at the end of the month, they are guaranteed those players are going to be paid their salaries. Winning bonuses is still an issue. Remember, some days ago, we had CS Elidowalo, who's a big supporter of the club, hosting them to a breakfast and, of course, giving some token of appreciation, which went towards catering for their bonuses. I'm not a fan of that kind of arrangement where you have to rely on goodwill from fans and spectators and so forth.
Right.
But be it as it may, the most important thing is, if you follow the history of Gor Mahia, you realize the team tends to do well when there's financial order. The moment they don't have a shirt sponsor, everything crumbles. And even the season Tusker beat them to this title again, they had a lot of chaos in as far as finances is concerned. Tusker really don't have to worry about that. But if you look on a head-to-head count, Matano is a veteran of the game. I don't think we have a more experienced coach in the KPL than Matano. He's been there, done it with Sofapaka in 2009, their debut season. He's done it several times with, of course, the Brewers. And he's the only man who I think can stop McKinstry right now. So Gor's success or failure will largely depend on how they manage the few left matches. Remember, their comp right now has been rocked again. Yul Sulimwengu, the Burundian forward, has again gotten FIFA to sanction Gor again over this signing of foreign players and not meeting the end of the bargain. And this is something we said here. Immediately FIFA lifted the embargo. What Gor did again was to rush back to the transfer market, sign foreign players whom probably they paid a lot of money in sign-on fee. And probably one of Gor's leaders said they see a trend where probably these foreign imports are being influenced by other forces, so to speak, the transfer market cartels, who want also to push these guys and maybe get something out of it. But Gor by now should be wiser on how they conduct that transfer business, sign players who are going to add value. There's no need of going to Burundi or Rwanda or West Africa and bring a player who is probably not better than the local players we have. And right now, again, Gor's success, and if they attain this title, will largely depend on how Coach McKinstry will manage the lead striker, Ben Omala. Are they still going to supply him and give him that platform to score a lot of goals? Remember, he's threatening that title held by Maurice Sonyi Ochieng, who scored 26 goals. He's agonizingly close. If he can score in the next couple of games, probably it can help Gor Mahia. But don't forget that Tusker don't really have to worry about finances. They have a very strict coach. They have a very... Matano's done it. He knows how to win at the last minute. So either way, it can go either way, but I think Matano could just surprise Gor Mahia and claim this title. All
right. Before I go to one Pulisic, Hazard, Fernandez. Arocho, I saw you nodding in agreement when Sula talked about there's no need to go out there. I remember you were on this show some time back and you talked about how they even brought in jugglers. So what do you think about the two teams and their prospects of winning, and what would be the thing that now separates the two? What is it? The experience of Matano? Is it the brilliance of Omala? What would be the thing?
Before I respond to your question, I think I'll want to pick from the two who have just made their comment first. I'll pick from Rita. She's talking about what happened in Moroni. I think what happened in Moroni is outrageous, and I think it needs to be condemned. There's a chairman called Adagala, who is quite a nuisance in Kenyan soccer. I'm calling him a nuisance because it's not the first time that there are chaos in Moroni. Luanda Villas went to Moroni about 4 or 5 months ago. There were chaos. FC Leopards once went to Moroni. There were chaos. And I think all these chaos are being orchestrated by the chairman, because he's the one who handles, he's like a small king in Moroni. Look at what happened yesterday. When the Gor Mahia bus was coming in, first of all, they didn't want the bus to come through the gate. When you get into the gate, they will stop the bus and tell the players to come down. And there's a lot of chaos. There's no way players can alight from a bus, and there are chaos outside. So I think the federation needs to do something. Even the security apparatus in Moroni should be blamed. Policemen in Moroni should be blamed, because it's not the first time. I saw people being caned. I saw people being beaten in that particular match. Not because fans wanted to come in for free. It's because of the organized chaos that is being organized by one called Adagala. I'm saying this with a lot of confidence because I saw him doing it the same when Tusker was playing Moroni before they acquired Wazito. It's something that has been there. We don't talk about it, but whenever, and in fact, Gor Mahia mentioned it before they went for that match, that guys, we need more security in Moroni because they know what normally happens in Moroni. To pick on what Swila said, I think consistency, sorry.
Okay, so I just wanted to ask something that, do you think what is happening in Muhoroni is what is happening in Bukungu, the same thing?
No, Bukumu is a one-off. I think Bukumu was a one-off thing. It has never happened once again. It's just an isolated case.
It's just a build-up of the complaints about referee.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
but what happens in Moroni is designed. It is planned.
Arocho, if you allow me, let me help you there. Actually, without sugarcoating this, FKF has failed us in this. Do you know why? Dagal has been sanctioned, not once, not twice, but more than 3 times in the past. That ground in Muhoroni should not be hosting any KPL or second-tier league match. FKF knows that. It doesn't meet, first of all, the standards. 2, because of the history of hooliganism, which is systematic, which is orchestrated by none other than the owners of the club. There's no way you can allow a team to go compete on that kind of ground. So, because if a life would have been lost, what would we be telling people right now?
And just to pick on that.
Nick Mwendoa and the Federation really need to come out hard on this. And we want to see action, not the theatrics and the PR statements that
normally comes out of. Just to finish up on that, there's an occasion where players were beaten up by the same Adagala. So guys, I'm not just talking, Moroni players lost matches. He organized these goons who went and had a lot of field day on their players. So it's somebody who is, I call him a rogue chairman, because he organizes all the problems there. Now to come back to Swila. Swila was talking about the consistency of Tusker. I think just to answer your question, Tusker is so consistent. They have a formidable side, and you can see the kind of team that Matano has brought in Tusker. But Gor Mahia is also good. I like the fact that Gor Mahia, regardless of all the problems that Gor Mahia are facing, the sanctions, and sometimes here and there some financial issues, or even administrative issues, Gor Mahia is a strong force. I'm not seeing Zoya challenging the two. It will be between the two. Anybody who will... KCB? KCB, we lost it. Well, no, surely.
No, I'm just...
Good comeback.
No, it's just a...
Zita 2, Arocho 1.
Eating humble pie.
No, before I let it go, KCB were being failed by the management. I will say it once again. I will say it twice or even 4 times.
But the manager doesn't go on the pitch to kick the foot.
No, but I've been explaining it, guys.
Just say the
problem with you.
But when you are making the statements, all KCB will be title contenders.
They are going to
Didn't you know that the management has a problem?
No, you know when you take your bull for a bullfight.
But you said you're going to win the league.
Just a moment. Yes, when you take your bull for a bullfight, are you sure that your bull is going to be beaten?
Yes.
No.
You analyze the circumstances.
You've gone for a bullfight.
Yes.
You cannot be going for a bullfight.
But you see, Arocho, hold on. You and I have been in this game for so long.
No, but Arocho has been very consistent of title contention for the past 6 seasons.
You base your arguments based on stats and history and all that. There's nowhere since the state Kenya was founded that KCB have ever won or challenged for the title.
One thing I will tell you for free.
So let's finish this by my statement.
If I look at the pedigree,
KCB is not going to be the flower girl you've been referring to. Wait, next season. But, I'm promising you.
You're becoming Arsenal
next time.
No, you've been saying next season for the past 8 seasons.
No, guys, please. Don't misquote me.
No.
Don't talk on me.
Don't mislead us.
KCB, we are going to put our house in order.
Don't.
We are soon going...
Let's move on to something else.
No, let me finish this. Let me finish
Please move on to something else.
Between KCB, Bandari, Kenya Police, and I think not City Star kidogo sana, and then Ulinzi. They're just there to kujaza number, and then they use money that iko hapo, and then wacheze wasiteremsho chini ya ligi, but they're just there. That is one thing I should tell. And they're the teams that are supposed
the bottom line is
there's a team that's supposed to be winning this league.
The bottom line is KCB is just a C student. Let's move on. Giving them airtime that is they have not paid for it.
We will say it.
in terms of everything.
There I say,
Yeah, when you are top of
Okay. He has
a wise
accepted.
man.
Raburu,
He has accepted.
when you are top of the league, we'll
wise
talk about
man
KCB. Why are we
changes
talking
mind.
about
Okay.
KCB?
Raburu, for me,
Why?
What really concerns me in the league is what's happening at Bandari. Bandari got Kasambungo as a head coach some time back. A good coach, I believe, a fine gentleman, man management, very good. But you see, results didn't go his way, then they fired him. Then they brought Anthony Modo Kimani, whom we also know to be a very good, promising coach. But again, the results didn't go their way. After a short time, he's been purged. Right now, it's Twahir Muhyiddin, again, who is holding fort. I don't really think at Bandari the problem is the coaching. I don't think it's Modo Kimani. I don't think it's Kasambongo. The management of Bandari, led by Edward Oduor, really needs to look at where the Achilles heel is. But it's not the technical bench. Even right now, they can go hire Shitera's favorite, Jose Mourinho. I don't think he's going to make
Why
Bandari,
not me?
Bandari title contenders.
The professor.
So it's unfortunate, by the way, that Modo was given the purge. You talk to the players there, they're also crestfallen. And I think Anthony Kimani has what it takes, basically. I see him as a future national team coach. So Bandari really need to go and find out where the real problem is at Bandari.
Why are you sugarcoating? Just say that the management should stop interfering with the coach. The coach should write, in the contract, should write the statement like Arsene Wenger that, let me do my job. You should not come to do it to control what I'm doing with the players. Because if the management starts involving the players in their discussion, the coach cannot control the dressing room, and that is what's happening. The players becomes against the coach, and then the coach get fired. So the management should just stop interfering with the players. Let the coach do his work.
Right, Shitera, AFC and Zoia also played. AFC Leopards wakashinda that particular game, and so did Sofapaka. What do you think about the two? Are they also in the league that Zitarita said that wako tu pale kujaza number, ama these are...
I think whatever happened at Buhungu was so unfortunate to AFC Leopards because they lost 3 points and they went ahead to lose another 3 points. So those are 6 points. And if you analyze Ozem's body language, he is really contented with what is happening now. He has shifted his focus to the FKF Cup to ensure that I have lost the league, but I'll take something at the end of the day, unlike Arsenal, who said that we are withdrawing out of the Europa Cup, we are withdrawing out of the FA Cup, to concentrate on a league that they are also losing. They are withdrawing. Yeah, because in mathematics there is what we call a margin of error. That is what Arsenal is working with. That margin of error is...
Shitera. Proceed.
That margin of error is very, very minimal. So it's the same problem at FC Leopards. I think the last time they won the league was in 2013, if I'm not wrong. Quite a long time compared to... I would say they are in the same league with Arsenal because it's a whole decade, 10 years. But now compare us Tusker with Gor Mahia. In my view, Tusker will carry the day because these are players with a coach who understand how to do it towards the end. Again, I will equal Matano's tactical approach to Manchester City's. Towards the end, I was discussing with Swila, he was asking me, do you see Man City dropping points against Brighton?
That's how
he was doing it in very low tones. Very low tones.
Okay.
Against Brentford. I told him it's quite difficult because at this point, look at how they got the 3 points from Leeds United. a team that Swila was supporting.
You know, I'm sitting next to Swila.
I thought you were discussing FC Leopards.
A minute. You see, analysis. Actually, it's called
analysis.
It's called in social studies.
No.
Wait.
Shikanda is watching.
Wait.
Can you break down the problem?
In social studies, it's called comparative analysis.
Yes.
Yeah, where I use Manchester City's prowess to task us.
Thank you, Professor.
So, in my view, I've finished with the FC Leopards. I've analyzed that Coach Osems has already signaled that he's no longer interested in the league. But again, he's focusing on the FKF Cup. But again, he has a point to prove against Gor Mahia. Remember the derby. It's coming up.
Imagine. It's not even half.
I'll take that with a pinch of salt. Because if I go back again to the record book, where's the last time Leopards came out tops on the day?
That's what he wants.
That is what.
But the same threat they have been making every season.
That is what I've put it up. The coach has hanged his boots in as far as the Premier League is concerned, but he has a point to prove, because the last time FC Leopards won against Gor Mahia was in 2009.
It's long.
It's long. 2009. No. They have never. No. They drew.
2016?
Yes, it was in 2009. Check your records. The last time FC Leopards beat Gor Mahia.
In the Premier League?
In the Premier League.
Oh.
You get? In the Premier League. So, in as much as the coach has withdrew, let me not use a comparative study in this case, he has a point to prove that I'm a coach who beat Gor Mahia for the first time in a decade.
Wow.
So as I add to that, you know, some of the players are not going to play for FC Leopards because they have 5 yellow cards. That is Olanyi and the one who scored against Zoya Sugar. And again, Casey, who is a very good defender. Small boy, but is a very good defender. So something else is that if FC wants to win the title next season, they should go inside the market and buy players, because you cannot use the youth team because they don't have that experience of, like Arsenal. It's a youth team that doesn't have experience, like the mentality of winning the league. They should get the players who have mentality of winning the league. As much as Police did that, and they signed Police and Chelsea, they're in the same league. They signed players, and there's nothing to show now.
Be very careful when you compare Arsenal and your City.
No, I'm protecting him, but I have to tell him the truth. So
protecting him with the truth.
Yes.
I like it.
I'm protecting him, but I have to tell him the truth. So when you have, like, if Arteta wants to win the league, he has to go again to the market and do 1-2 things. So FC, as you said, Shikanda is watching, go back to the market and try and look like even 4 or 5 experienced players or 3, it can help the FC.
In which area?
Because now,
in which department?
The department of, I think the scoring department, that is striker. They don't have a striker. That is for free. They are playing like even Chelsea don't have a striker, but they don't have a striker. They lost. There was a lot of chances yesterday that they would have even beaten Zoya Sugar more, like 4 goals. But they have that, you know, that mentality of a striker like Omala. Not
Omala. But Omala is young.
Yeah.
But you'd see,
they have to have striker. They have to have
the poacher's mentality.
You see, I'm fascinated by the way how Zita understands FC Leopards in and out. The way. I don't understand. So what is the problem? How is the problem at FC Leopards?
It's just
Leopards have just failed their fans. You see, you can't argue. Since 1998, how old were you? Probably. How many years are those? 20?
19?
Can you please compare players?
There's absolutely no reason to tell us since 1998 up to now we've not won that title. Because look at right now the Nzoia we are talking of, who have become very formidable. They've made Sudi Stadium more of a fortress. Look at that squad.
It's very
He's
young.
cobbled it up with the players he's picked from village teams, basically, and made them very coherent.
Strong, yeah.
And right now, everybody is hovering around wanting to snatch their signature. Leopards have had a lot of luxury in the last 15 or so years. Shikanda, we had him here on set when he was campaigning, remember? He made lofty pledges here. None of them has been attained. Hold on. Even the financial aspect. I'm still talking about even the football aspect. There's absolutely no reason why Leopards can't make the Ingwe nation proud.
No, guys, but
they need to go to where they belong.
We also need to be. We also need.
a long time.
No, we also need to be.
I agree with you.
Alive.
Totally.
No. We also need to be
Totally.
alive to the fact that FC have also been going through embargoes, the FIFA embargoes.
That's what's unique to them.
Wait.
It's not unique. Gor Mahia have been going through the same.
Wait,
But Gor Mahia has
you
a
spoke in.
first-
No,
No,
it's not
that's
an
the
excuse.
circumstances.
There's,
That's not an
there's,
excuse.
there's
It's
depth
not
in
an
Gor Mahia,
excuse.
but
You
not
cannot
FC.
compare FC Leopards
It's not
and
an
Gor
excuse.
Mahia.
Gor Mahia,
You know
yes.
why? Look at even the value of the two teams. Whenever Gor Mahia and FC Leopards have the same sponsors, the value is totally different.
But it's how you
So
position yourself.
wait.
Gor Mahia have won titles.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The amount of cash you bring in
Yes.
will dictate the quality of players you support.
You see,
But let me
you
move
see
on
Arocho,
one point.
it's
No,
simple.
wait.
You see,
Guys,
it's the same way. There's no way tunaweza enda kwa weighing scale, me and you, and expect to get equal returns. It cannot happen.
Weighing.
Oh, the
Our
weighing
weight.
scale. Yes, wait. Because
proceed.
in terms
More
of
important things.
no.
Difference.
I'm giving you facts that you need to digest. Because when someone is giving us a donation of food and he puts us on a weighing scale, he will give me
But
a smaller
I'm
ratio.
talking
A
about-
smaller ratio.
A smaller ratio
merit.
because his weight.
No.
Because
No, you're
why
not going to concede.
why am I saying this? Wait,
Going by your weight.
why am I saying this? Going by my weight, I'll consume
Because
less.
Gor Mahia have...
Why am I saying this? Gor Mahia have struggled and they have won how many titles?
19.
19.
But you can
With
see
baby.
the
With
depth
baby.
in
No.
Gor
19.
Mahia. The depth.
Gor Mahia, FC Leopards have won how many titles?
12.
12.
No,
So in the same breath, there is no way, as a sponsor, I'll give the same amount of money to a 12-time winners and a 19.
All said and done. FC Leopards were challenging this season for the league. Guys, remember that. They were doing so well. Until what happened in...
But I explained.
Happened,
Yeah, I
just a moment.
explained. I explained.
And I still say it once again that FKF were quite vindictive when they gave their verdict.
That is football.
Because, no, it's not football.
Yeah, Juventus
It's not
lost.
fo-
Juventus lost some
Juventus
points
were
until-
having issues of match fixing.
The same thing.
Issues. No, this was not match fixing.
You see, we agree. You see, and I told you, Arocho, you should be very consistent in your
Next
communication.
time you won't sit.
You be consistent because you are the same person. You are the same person who blamed the FC Leopards, and then FKF.
I blamed the FC Leopards in what
So
sense?
he blamed...
You blame-
I blame the federation.
No, but
It
you
was
said-
quite vindictive.
Wait, you said before the verdict. I told you to be
No, wait.
consistent. Before the verdict, Arocho said FC Leopards walikosea. That should not.
But it was, they were wrong.
But now FKF punished
No,
them.
wait, the punishment...
So you wanted them to go scot-free.
Wait. You look at what the federation has just done. They suspended the fans, the ban of
That
fans.
is okay.
No, why? Why do you think they did that?
That is
they
okay.
realized that...
Let me tell you, Arocho.
That was a double punishment.
But
They
if you
realized that they were wrong.
To
If
pay
you follow, if you-
$500,000 and then you take
if
the
you
funds
follow,
away. Where
if
am I
you
going
follow,
to get the
if you
money?
follow football closely, football punishments are very severe. True or false? World over.
Yeah, it's okay.
So I'm not blaming FKF. The thing is, your FC Leopards should handle themselves with care the next time they go into a stadium.
I don't object that.
You should
But
agree that.
Let me, Shitara,
Mimi, I
let me finish my point.
agree with the FKF
Punishment.
verdict.
Okay.
100%. Because there is no court where FC Leopard could have gone.
Somebody here called Peter Ambundo.
Yes.
Amesema, Mr. Chairman, Arocho anaonewa.
Yes. Thank you, Mr.
But
Ambundo.
anaonewa aje.
Mr. Mbundo is so ameiona. Thank
Okay.
you, Mr. Mbundo. Now, before we proceed to the English team,
Yes, because you have about 10 minutes or 30.
FKF realized that they were wrong. Why did they suspend the fact that fans now can go back to stadium? And you realize that the FC Leopard fans have decided to stay home. Guys, it's a game we are building. Yes, it was wrong for what happened in Buhungu, guys.
Arocha would have
attacking the
got into that if, say, Leopards were top of the log,
Correct.
challenging for the title.
Yeah.
But if we take away the 3 points we are crying
6
over,
points.
hold on.
Okay, give them.
Even if it's 6, where does
Give
it
them.
put you?
If you add them,
I will add them 6.
Even add them
Well,
Why
9.
should we add them 6?
Even add
I know
them
the
9.
3 points
You know,
against that game.
the
What do you mean?
first thing, if
The
you-
game
They
in
docked
contention.
3 more points.
The game in contention
You
here,
see,
the game
killing
in
the morale
contention
of the
here
players.
has been the Kakamega game.
Yes.
And what I'm saying is, 2 wrongs doesn't make a right.
Correct.
As Shitera puts it, FIFA sanction or CAF are usually very severe.
No problem.
And as a football fan, even you as Arocho, you have no authority to storm a pitch because
You're very right. You're very right.
The calling.
You're very right.
And you know the consequences.
Yeah. We need to follow rules.
Yeah.
If you are aggrieved, there.
You're very right.
Absolutely.
How do you wait? How do you even? How do you come to the conclusion? How do you even calculate the $500,000?
Go
based on
Why-
what?
Go
why-
challenge
and
it.
then-
That's why.
Thank you.
You don't just wake up and say, I'll pay $500,000.
That's why.
Based on
Without
what?
even doing the
That's why our
investigation.
laws form the Sports Dispute Tribunal. If Dan Shikanda and team are aggrieved, let them go.
They have already gone there.
The
But even the FKF, before you come up with your verdict, you should have
Do the
a way.
Is it damages?
Yes.
Yes.
Damages.
But let me
The
guide
investigation
Arocho. You see, FKF is guided by the FIFA statute. Go read the FIFA.
No, it has nothing to do. These
Go
are laws
read.
that, no, these are laws that are made here.
I'm telling you.
FIFA, yes, has their statute.
Yeah.
But FIFA will never tell you that when there's people storm the pitch, they pay $500,000.
No, but they have set down the repercussions.
How do you?
And you know.
How do you?
You know.
How do you reach at $500,000?
You see.
Why not 200,000?
You see, Arocho is putting us in a discussion that he understands the FIFA rules. Why was Kenya suspended? We were doing some things against FIFA
Thank
guidelines.
you.
And we were suspended. It was painful because a very formidable team, Harambee Starlets, failed to play in the AFCON. We knew it. But why were we engaging in it? The same way, FC Leopards, they know the repercussions. Why are they engaging in it? Football punishment is severe, Rocho.
Okay.
And you know it.
Okay.
I've just given you an example of an international team,
Okay.
Juventus, that lost points.
Very good.
They went the same way Swila has told
Dash.
you. Wait. They went the same way Swila has told you to the tribunal. They got back the points after a review. But don't blame FKF.
They are
because
they are cash.
wait,
They are
because,
cash hungry.
because we are having the same problem that we started with, Wazito versus Gor Mahia. When FKF raises a punishment, again you are complaining. And you are the same person, you are the same person who brought an issue that FKF, we are blaming FKF.
It is double punishment.
Guys, we have to cover EPL.
That we are blaming FKF for Wazito versus Gor Mahia. He said it, correct?
Yes, I say.
Now, when FKF will land with a punishment on Wazito, he'll be the first to say it is harsh.
Double punishment.
It is?
Too harsh.
And he's the same one who has blamed a chairman, that it is systematic. And yet
Double punishment.
FKF is watching.
Okay.
And I'm telling you with certainty,
Okay.
FKF will give a verdict. You will be here again. Or you will be here again.
Sit on the tip.
You will be here again blaming FKF.
Yes.
Wait. You will be here again blaming FKF and supporting now the
You
chairman.
don't use a hammer
Okay.
Guys.
to punish your son.
Aya.
You don't use a hammer.
Let's now move.
But the rules are there.
Let's now move to Manchester City.
Unajua Arocho is behaving. Wait. Arocho is behaving. His
behavior has been
No.
noted. The chairman has noted
No,
his
he's a very
behavior,
senior football.
and we shall move on.
He understands
The chairman
football.
has noted his behavior. Chairman is Will is here. Order!
But don't be like the
Okay,
other
now.
chairman.
Not systematic.